Hello everyone, so I'm here today because I want to make a video. I was thinking about my plans for reading for next year, as many of us probably are, and I wanted to do, I, I often make lists of books that I want to read and like short lists of prices or things like that, and often I pick a few of these challenges to do every year, but because I think reading around the world this year has taken a lot of my time and has restricted a lot of what I was reading. I want to have a little bit more freedom, and also because Alex is growing up and she needs attention and she needs playing and doing things, and I don't have as much time for reading because of that, which is not a bad thing. It's just how things are. I think that for me, I think that it is good to look at the things that you want to do in terms of reading or anything else and lower your expectations sometimes so that you don't put too much pressure on yourself. And so this video is about challenges and projects that I would love to do next year, but I am not going to. And maybe this is a weird concept, but I just thought like probably we all have that, and maybe it's good for people to hear you don't have to do all the things that you want to do right now because it's not realistic and you're not going to enjoy them. So yeah, that is the idea of the video. um, so I think the first thing that came to mind is obviously book prices. If you have following this channel for a while, you know that I am very I have been in the past very involved with book prices and reading the short list and reading the long list, and it's just very exciting to read the same books as everyone else at the same time and discuss them and make lists of which is my favorite and my last favorite and all of that. And like there is something about comprehensively look at a short list or a long list of a book price that is very fulfilling to me. And so with that in mind, I was thinking there's a few prices that I would love um, to read all the short lists or all the long lists for. I think the International Booker is one of them. That the first one that comes to mind is also helps that it's not such a old price. I think has been running for less than 10 years, so there are not that many short lists or long lists to go through. So it in some level it does feel somewhat attainable, but I just don't want that kind of pressure on myself. And also I have realized in the last couple of years that as fun as having a short list is and reading a short list is, not all of the books are interesting to me, and not all of the books I enjoy, and I know which ones I'm going to enjoy and which ones I'm not most of the time before I read them. So sometimes books surprise you, but most of the time I know what I like and I know what I don't like. So I just think that reading a whole shortlist from 5 years ago, it's maybe not so fulfilling anymore. So I'm going to let this idea go, and the same goes for other prizes. The other prize I was thinking about doing this for was the Warwick Women's Prize for fiction, translated fiction, which has also started, I think, in 2016 or something. So again, not a lot of books in comparison to like the Booker Prize or something to go through, but still a fair amount. And I know that I'm probably not going to enjoy all of them. Some of them I have actively avoided, so I don't want to read them just because of a challenge. So yeah, I'm going to let that go. At least for now. Maybe I will come back to this idea at some point in the future, but for now I don't think I need to do this anymore. The other thing that I was thinking about doing that it's kind of also connected is to be a judge for the BookTube Prize again. So I have been a judge for the BookTube Prize a few years ago, and again you are supposed to read 6 books in each round and then rank them, and then the next 6 books, and then you rank them again and all of that stuff. And I really enjoyed the times that I have done it. It is actually a big part of why I started my channel because I judged the price for the first time and I wanted to make videos about it and my rankings and explain all stuff. So that's kind of how I started my channel. So that has a place in my heart. However, the last years, like both the fiction and non-fiction categories have been very US based, which makes sense because Robert, the person that organizes the prize, is from the US. They use US publication dates, and a lot of the people that judge the prize, even there are a lot of internationals, but I would say still probably the majority is from the US. So it's a fairly US centric prize. And I'm just not that interested in US like fiction or non-fiction. Like there will be of course books that I would want to read from there, but I have been in the past few years much more interested in reading world literature, and it's very very rare for me to read more than 2 or 3 books from the US or the UK in 1 month. That's how my reading looks like, and going back into reading like so many US or UK books doesn't sound so appealing to me. And so I was very happy when they had the translated fiction category a few years ago, but there was a little bit of issue with finding judges for that, and so Robert decided to cancel it for now. I think when that comes back, I can join that prize again, but for now it just doesn't make sense for me and my reading to join in the fiction or non-fiction category when it's so UK US based. And then the last kind of challenge I was thinking about doing is to read all the books from some of my favorite authors. The ones that come to mind are Olga Tokarczuk, Elif Shafak, Ben Okri. Those are 3 people that I really want to read pretty much everything they have ever written. But it's just, yeah, I think I actually prefer to have books from them to read always. So instead of reading like all of their books in 1 year, I think it's nicer for me and my reading to read 1 or 2 books a year by each of them. And I mean, I don't think I have that many Olga Tokarczuk left. I don't think she has a lot of things that have been translated apart from the ones that I have read. And then Ben Okri is actually interesting because he's a bit of a hit and miss with me, so maybe I don't want to read all of his books. And I think I would like to read all of Elif Shafak's books, but as I said, like they have kind of a similar tone in some ways, and I think that I will get overloaded with her tone if I was reading all of her books in 1 year. So I'm also not going to do that. So yeah, those are some of the ideas that came to my mind that I could do this year, and then I decided not to, and the reasons why. Some of these I have kind of adapted a little bit to things more achievable, and I will talk about that in my plans for 2024 video. But yeah, I think that I'm happy with that. I'm happy with being a little bit kinder with myself, and I think this year has been quite a lot of pressure, internal pressure from myself to read all these books about all these different countries, and some of them I didn't enjoy because they were things that I was not overly interested in, and the only reason I read them was because of this challenge. And I think that I'm ready for a year in which I just pick up the things I want to read. And I know that when the year goes round, I will probably be excited about the International Booker again, and I will want to read at least the books that I'm interested in within the timeline of the International Booker, and I will want to participate in Non-Fiction November and all of these things. But I feel like at least if I don't add any of these yearly projects to that, I will have the space to do that if I want, and if I don't want, then I can just read whatever I want. So that is exciting. And yeah, those are my thoughts about plans that I might not follow through this year. Let me know if you have any of these plans as well, like things that you kind of want to do but at the same time don't, and have decided that it's better for yourself, that you don't put all these stresses on yourself. So yeah, let me know, and until next video, bye!